In our 27th lab program, we are going to write a program for Simple Arithmetic Calculator. So what is this Simple Arithmetic Calculator is? Here the user will be asked to provide two numbers, and after that, immediately after providing the numbers, he is provided with a menu where that menu is provided with the operations that are performed by this calculator. In this calculator, we are implementing four arithmetic operations, simple arithmetic operations. They are addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Now, based upon the choice that is provided by the user, what it means is, for example, if the user wants to do a multiplication operation, he is going to choose his choice, and based upon his choice, that particular functionality will get called. Every operation will be implemented in a separate function. So we will be understanding the concept of modular programming in a very detailed way in this class. So let's get started with this class. So here is the program, and the first part of this program is function declarations. So we have declared four functions, prototypes for these functions. And what is this? All these prototypes are going to suggest is, so all these functions are returning floating point values, and each function is having two parameters, and both these parameters are of type floating point values. And in the previous class where we have discussed about these function declarations, there we have mentioned that whenever we are passing the values into the called functions, we have to provide the data types, but along with the data types we can provide the variable names also. Okay, so here is the variable names that are provided A and B, and these are all the prototypes for all the functions that we are getting implemented. And coming to our main program, in this main program we are having the first part is variable declaration. In the variable declaration we have three floating point values. Now can you guess what these three floating point values are? The first two, num1 and num2, are the numbers that are provided by the user, and the third is the result. So whatever the function, whatever the value that is returned by the function, that value will get stored in this result. And the fourth variable is choice. This is the choice that is provided by the user, means from the multiple operations that are that gets executed in our simple calculator. So that choice will be provided by the user. So that choice will get stored in this variable. And the user input. This is our second part of our main program. And here we are asking the user to provide the input numbers. So the user will provide the numbers and they will get stored in num1. And to our third part of our program, which is display menu. And this is very important to understand what this display menu is. So we haven't seen these kind of display so far. So here we are using a sequence of printf statements, and within this printf statements, these sequence of printf statements, we are creating that beautiful menu which allows the user, which makes the user understand what are the operations that are provided and what choice he has to provide. So all those operations, all those sequence of printf statements are provided here. The first operation is addition, second is subtraction, third is multiplication, and fourth is division. And after that we are providing a prompt, enter your choice 1 to 4. Means the user has to provide a choice between 1 to 4. So based upon the choice that is entered by the user, so here we are going to wait for the user choice, and that value that is provided by the user will be stored in the variable choice. Okay, so now the fourth part of our main statement, this is the switch statement for the function calls. So this is one of the very important point that we need to understand. So far we haven't seen any such kind of implementations. So this is one of the very useful, and this is one of the frequently used methods to implement the function calls. So when based upon the choice that is provided by the user, that particular function call will be called. So let's see this clearly. So here the choice is the variable, the value that is provided in the choice will be compared with the case labels. So for example, if the user has provided 3, choice as 3, the multiplication operation has to be called, and further the case 3 will be called. So this is where the case 3 is. And now what happens? Now within this we are providing the function calls. See here, how many function calls are there? First function call, for case 1 we are going to add the two numbers, the function add will be called, and case 2 subtraction function call is made, and case 3 multiplication function call is made. So this is the implementation where based upon the choice that is provided by the user, particular functionality will be made. So particular function call will be made. Okay, so now coming to our fourth case. So this is one of the very important case that we need to understand here. Here if the num2 value is equal to 0, means division cannot be applicable. So we cannot divide a value by 0. So that case needs to be addressed. So for that I have given this if else statement. If num2 is equal to 0, we are going to print an error. Now if the num2 is not equal to 0, then only the division call is made. See here, then only the division call is made, and after calling the function, whenever the function call is made, after returning the value, the remaining printf will get printed. Okay, so here is the function declarations, function definitions. All the functions that we have declared are defined here below the main statement. Okay, so here it is very simple. It is going to return the summation of a and b. So whatever may be the operation that we are expecting, it is simply provided in the return statement itself. So the summation value will be returned back. So for example, if the user has provided multiplication choice, this particular function is called, and the values of num1 will be stored. The value of num1 will be stored in this a variable, and the num2 value will be stored in b variable, and on these a and b the operation multiplication operation is done. Whatever the value that is written by that multiplication will be returned back to the called function. Means here the return value will be returned back and it will get stored in this result, and immediately this printf will get printed, and after that we are going to break this main function. Means we are going to come out of this entire program. Okay, so let's see the output of this function, and we will output of this program, and we will understand, we can understand it more clearly by seeing the output. So here the first one is enter two numbers. So let's take the numbers as 16 and the second number as 4, and so here is the menu that is displayed, and it is asking for us to provide a choice. We will provide a choice of 3 and press enter. 16 multiplied by 4 is going to provide an outcome of 64. So this is the implementation of our simple arithmetic calculator. All you need to understand is modular programming, how we have divided each operation into a separate function. We are dividing the big problem into small pieces. So that is the point that you need to understand. In our next class, we are going to write a program to find the factorial of a given number. So that's it for this video. See you in the next class.